Hello and welcome back. Today's video is going to be a Shop My Stash makeup basket update. I am very excited though because I'm going to change it up a little bit, at least for right now. I'm going to change this to a roulette style, at least temporarily, or maybe I'll continue doing that depending on how I like it. I've seen a lot of people do their Shop My Stash in a roulette style. I've been doing Shop My Stash on my channel for about a year and a half, and how I've always done it is I pick 4 to 5 items at a time. I just kind of go through my drawers and I just kind of pick what I feel like using, and I do it about every other week. And the whole point for me is to rotate through my collection. I do a lot of project pans, so I don't want to be neglecting items that I'm not currently panning, and I have a decently large makeup collection. And so I usually pick 4 to 5 items at a time, going through my drawers. But you know what? I just realized I feel like I'm picking the same things over and over again. And I did a video, I think 2 weeks ago, called my 10 least used eyeshadow palettes. And I just realized there's some things I just tend to reach for, and then other things that get neglected. And it's not because I don't like them. So I thought I would leave it up to random number generator to pick some items for me. So the first half, I am gonna just recap the items from last time, and then the second half, I will pick out items using random number generator. I'm pretty excited. Let's get into it. The first item I had was this lipstick by MAC. This is Velvet Teddy. It is a dark pinky nude. It's actually not that dark, and I am wearing this today. I do have a lip gloss on top, and I have a little bit of my ColourPop BFF lip liner underneath, which I am absolutely loving, and I pretty much wear with almost every nude lipstick now. This is a really nice color, and I like the MAC lipstick formula. I really do. This is a matte. It's not that matte, but I don't know. This is nice. I like the MAC lipsticks. They've been around a long time. This is a mini one, and they do have other colors in their minis. Obviously, this I've used a ton. This is something I would like to actually project pan at some point, but we shall see on that. Then I had a highlighter. This is the Bobbi Brown Shimmer Brick in Beige. And I talked about this in my ranking highlighter video, that this is only okay, but you know what? It is really nice. It's not very blinding. It's not that intense. And I actually used it a decent amount, and I often mixed it with Becca Opal, which is in one of my project pans. This is nice, but honestly, I don't know that I can recommend these. These are really, really expensive. 50 something dollars, I think. You know, it's just a champagne highlighter. I mix all the colors together. It's beautiful, but it's not revolutionary, and I don't think it's worth the price. But you know what? I like it and I enjoyed it, and I'm glad I used it considering how freaking expensive that thing is. And then the next item was something I've really neglected, and that is my Z palette full of depotted blushes. This was so enjoyable to use, although I will say I only used these Tarte ones. These two are Bobbi Brown, and I ended up not using them. However, these ones from Tarte, so these are depotted from the Big Blush Book. Does anybody remember those? They used to come out with those at the holiday time. At least for 3 years in a row they did. And I don't remember if this is the Big Blush Book 2 or 3. I'm not sure. One of them got terrible reviews, and that is not the one that I got. I actually got the one that had really good reviews, and these are amazing blushes. I am so into these. I actually think these are better than the permanent Tarte formula. I have Tarte Exposed, and it is so difficult to pick that up on a brush. It gets hard pan constantly, but these are softer, but they're not crazy powdery. I don't know. These are amazing. I have no idea what the colors are. I mean, they were limited edition anyway because they were in that blush book, but Tarte has all these colors in their collections. So today I am wearing this peachy color with this more neutral color, and these are amazing. I wore these pretty much every day that I wasn't wearing my Wet n Wild blush, which is in my year-long project pan, and I am trying to finish that one, but I reached for these a lot, and they are fantastic, beautiful colors. Like I said, I'm wearing 2 of them today. I'm so happy that I used that. That makes me really happy. Alrighty, and the eyeshadow I had picked out was the Juvia's Place The Deuce palette. This is one of my older Juvia's palettes. I've had it for about 2.5 years, and I still love it. And believe it or not, this is the palette I am wearing today. The main color I am wearing is this dark brown. I have that all over the lid and in the crease. I did just add a few lighter matte warm browns from another palette, from my Viseart palette, which is my newest eyeshadow palette, by the way. I'm officially on an eyeshadow no buy, by the way. I've mentioned this in a couple videos. I'm getting sidetracked, but I bought that Viseart palette at the end of May, and I just decided I have way too much eyeshadow, and filming and editing ranking my entire eyeshadow palette collection video was incredibly time consuming, and it was kind of a wake-up call that I have so many amazing palettes. So if you want to see that ranking eyeshadow palette video, I'll link it in the description box. It was a wake-up call. So I'm officially on an eyeshadow no buy. Viseart is one brand I had really wanted anyway. I'm enjoying that palette. Let's get back to this. I still love this palette, and yeah, I'm wearing this all over my lid, and it is a beautiful, beautiful dark brown. I've been craving to do an all matte dark brown eyeshadow look for a few weeks now, so I thought today is the day, let's do it. And the rest of the times that I used this palette, I didn't use a lot of the colorful shades. A lot of days I actually used this color, which is so boring, but I think this is such a good color for me to set my eyeshadow primer with because it is nearly identical to my skin color. Some days I realize that I set my eyeshadow primer with a lighter shade and I don't think that looks as good. I think if I can get it closer to my skin tone, it looks better. So this is the perfect color for setting my eyeshadow primer. Boring, but that for me, that's actually a very crucial step. I feel like I never talk about that in my videos, but every single day I use a very traditional eyeshadow primer like the Milani one, and then I will set all the way from my brow bone, not all the way down to my lid, but through the crease with a color similar to my skin tone. And I just think that helps matte eyeshadows blend so, so well. And yeah, that's actually a really crucial step. It's boring, but important. Anyway, this is a really good palette. I still love it. It's one of the older ones in my collection, but I'm happy I got some use out of it. And yeah, it's kind of so colorful when you look at it, but it's kind of funny that today's look is so neutral but smoky, and I really enjoy it. Alrighty, it is time to pick out some items roulette style. What I'll be doing is I have my laptop in front of me, I'm on random.org, and I'm going to, for example, I have 20 blushes. So for blush, I'm gonna put 1 through 20 and I'll hit generate. And then what I'll do is I'll just go into my blush drawer, and I think I'm going to just say however things are arranged. I'm going to say from the back to the front of the drawer, I'll go left to right like this, and I'll just count out the items. I think that will be easiest. So yes, I am going to pick a blush, a highlighter, an eyeshadow palette for sure. And you know what? Let's just do a bronzer too. And then, oops, I'm shaking the camera. And then I think for lip products, I'm going to pick a lip gloss, not a lipstick. Actually, no, I changed my mind. I'm going to pick a lipstick because there's a couple lip glosses I'm currently trying to project pan. So we're gonna say lipstick. So 5 items. All right, let's just go ahead and start with blush. I have 20 blushes in my collection. Generate 19. Okay, gonna write that down. Highlighter. I think I have 26 highlighters. Oh, I'm not gonna include, the only things that won't be included are things that are in project pans. So I may reduce the number on these by, 1 or 2, depending what I have in a project. But I'm pretty sure 26 highlighters. Okay, here we go. Number 12. We'll see what that is. Lipstick. How many lipsticks do I have? I think I have 31. Okay, here we go. Lipstick, 30, okay? Number 30, we'll see what that is. And bronzer, I think I have 11 bronzers. Okay, bronzer number 2, we'll see what that one is. And then for eyeshadow palettes, so I am going to include my Z palettes in this because I definitely neglect those for sure. So I have 57 regular, I think I have 58 regular eyeshadow palettes, but then I also have several Z palettes. So I think I have 66 palettes, including my Z palettes. But currently I think I have 6 eyeshadows or eyeshadow palettes in Project Pans, including my Pan That palette. So 60 is going to be the number. So eyeshadow palettes 1 through 60. Let's see what we get. Okay, 58. We'll see what that is. I have no idea. Like I said, so for the eyeshadow palettes, I have 3 drawers of eyeshadow palettes. Therefore, I will just start at the top drawer and just start in the back and go 1, 2, 3, and then the last one, you know, go down the 3 drawers, if that makes sense. Alrighty, so I am gonna go pick those items out and I'll be back. I'm back. Okay, I'm pretty excited about this. Like I said, I went through my eyeshadow drawers and counted things out, and let me show you what came out of this. So for the lipstick, it ended up being this Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid lipstick in Pure Hollywood. This is a pinky nude. It's really not that unique of a color, but actually this is a newer one to my collection. I think I got this sometime in May. And yeah, I like it. It's a nice formula, but I like to wear a lip gloss on top. That's kind of my favorite thing to do with nude liquid lipsticks. I've talked about that a lot, which is what I'll likely be doing with this, putting a lip gloss on top. I'm excited. It's kind of funny that that ended up being my newest lipstick, but yeah, getting some use out of it. All right, and then for blush, a pretty old blush actually in my collection. I've had this for 3.5 years, something like that. This is from Marc Jacobs, and this is their Airblushed Blush in Flesh and Fantasy. It is pretty light, very neutral looking peachy blush. I actually try to stick to this side because if I go to this side, that's like the same color as my skin. So I try to reach for this area. This is a really nice formula, very smooth, easy to blend. It's very natural looking on the face. And considering how long I've had it and how expensive this was, I think this was a $42 blush. I really need to use it more, therefore I'm actually pretty excited. I think they discontinued these because I checked the Sephora website for them a few weeks ago when I was doing my ranking blush video, and I could not find it. So I think that these have been discontinued. I do like it, and I'm pretty excited about that one because that's definitely an older product in my collection. For bronzer, the one that was randomly selected was the Bare Minerals Faux Tan Bronzer. And I talked about this, I don't remember when, but I did get this at the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty this year. It's the only thing I ended up purchasing from the 21 Days of Beauty, and this is a really nice bronzer. It's kind of strange looking in the pan. It looks very, very cool toned and muddy, but on the face, it does not look like this. It looks a lot more neutral on me, and I actually really like this one for contouring in particular. And yeah, this is a good bronzer. I'm excited to use it more. Yeah, I'm really happy I got a really good deal on this. This one though, I will say, it has a scent that smells like a fake tanner, and I think that people have said that it's supposed to actually slightly tan you, which I have no idea if it does that. I've never noticed it, or maybe you have to use it a lot. But it smells like fake tan, and it's called faux tan, so it makes sense. It's a very mild scent. It doesn't bother me, but I just thought I'd mention that in case anyone is very sensitive to smells. You may not like that. Okay, the highlighter selection is the most exciting to me because, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video when I was talking about my blush Z palette, my highlighter magnetic palette. This one is from ColourPop, and I'm so excited this was picked because I love all the highlighters in here. These are some of my favorite highlighters, and like I mentioned, I did ranking my highlighters and palettes and blushes, all of that in the last few weeks, and this I did not include because I really didn't know how to include it because these are from all different brands, but I love these highlighters. Let me just see if I can tell you what these are. This one with Major Pan on it is from the Anastasia Glow Kit, and this is one called Summer. This is one of my favorite highlighters. Obviously, I've hit pan on it. I love the glow kits from Anastasia. I ended up depotting that one. I don't even know why, just randomly. This is the color Moonstone, also from, I think these are from the Sun Dipped Glow Kit. This is one of my favorite indie brand highlighters. This is Peach Silk by M Cosmetics. That is EMME Cosmetics, Canadian indie brand. That is an amazing peach highlighter. Also, my Divina highlighters. I'm going on a side note and just telling you what's in here in case anyone's interested, but I love the Divina highlighters. This is the color Laced. It is pink. It is beautiful. And then also from Divina, I have 3 total from them in here. This one is called Immortal. This one you can't tell, it looks white, but this is also a pink duochrome. And then also I have Amara. This is a gold from Divina as well. I love those. I recently did a video all about my favorite single eyeshadows, and I included a few from Divina in there, but I did mention that I actually much prefer their highlighters over their eyeshadows. So yeah, these 3 are fantastic. And then these 2 are from Ofra, from highlighter palette I had purchased a while ago. This is the color Pillow Talk. And then this one I think is Rodeo Drive. And then this is a random one from ColourPop that I depotted from, what was that palette called? The Give Me Nude or something? I'm not sure. I don't remember. It was a highlighter palette from them and I ended up depotting it. And I have one that was in that blush palette with the Tarte shades and then this one here. Don't know what they're called. It doesn't exist anymore anyway. So I'm really excited about this. I love these highlighters, particularly the Anastasia, this M Cosmetics, and the Divina. Well, and I also love the Ofra, but I never use the Ofra ones in here because I reach for my singles from Ofra. Yeah, this is exciting, and I'm glad that I get to tell you guys about what's in here because I love these and I just never talk about it on my channel because I forget about it, which is very, very sad. And then for the palette, the random selection ended up being the Dose of Colors Baked Browns. This is a really nice palette. Actually, this is a newer one also to my collection. I think I got it in April. And I had already had this in my project 10 uses, so I did get some usage out of it there. And I love this palette. It is very neutral, it is very basic, but the formula is gorgeous. And I love matte brown eyeshadows, definitely on an everyday basis. I really like that, and like I said, today is an all matte look and I love the way it turned out. I feel like I could actually get this exact look with this palette because this shade looks pretty similar to what I'm wearing. Funny, yeah, I bet if I used this one and then these 2 in the crease, the look would be exactly what I'm wearing today. Fantastic formula, and I do officially own 3 of these Dose of Colors palettes. The only one that you did not see in that ranking video was the one that I had purchased in the Boxy pop-up and the one that is called the Berries, I think. It's beautiful and sad to say, I have not used that yet. I know. Hence why I went on the eyeshadow no-buy. Yes, I definitely have too much eyeshadow, but I love that one and I'm excited to use it. All right, that's it for this Shop My Stash. I'm pretty excited to change this up. I've seen a lot of people do their Shop My Stash in a roulette style, and I figured, you know what, I should try it because I do feel like I was picking a lot of the same items over and over. And I definitely have neglected that highlighter palette so much, and it is a definite favorite product in my collection. That is it. If you're interested, my Shop My Stash playlist will be in the description box. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.